Use graphing technology to graph the equation t equals 0.05 times 2 to the n. Okay, we have multiple ways we can do this. One way to start, we could make a table so we can think about what points we're going to be plotting. If our values for n, we can start with, we haven't folded it at all yet. We fold it 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go up to 5 times. And our y value, or I guess this is t, we're using t here, our t value for thickness, it starts out at being 0.05, so we could multiply that times 2 to get 0.1. We could multiply it by 2 again to get 0.2, multiply it by 2 again to get 0.4, multiply it by 2 again to get 0.8, and multiply it by 2 again to get 1.6. Now, of course, the key idea of this unit is that we don't want to be multiplying by 2 that many times. So we really should be using exponents. So we can get 2 to the first power, 2 to the second power, 2 to the third power, 2 to the fourth power, 2 to the fifth power, like that. So now that we have these points, because we've got Desmos here, right, we can just plug in, let's plug in y equals 0.05 times 2 to the x power, and now we have our handy dandy graph right here. And we can actually pick some x values. If I pick an x value of 1, this will make these like intersection points nice and easy to see. So at we should have x value of 1. Oh, maybe we need to scoot in there. Maybe we can't see that. There we go. There was it. The 1 and the 0.1. It wasn't showing up quite before. And now we can pick, for example, 2. We can scoot this over. And now we can see that there's 2 and the 0.2 like we had on our table. Now, something to note here is that in the graph of Desmos, it's showing this curve like this, but we're not going to fold it. See how my slider here, like my slider, I can pick decimal values, but it doesn't really make sense to fold a paper 1.5 times. You can fold it 1 time, you can fold it 2 times, but you can't really fold it 1.5. So we can kind of be thinking about how some of these points are on the graph, and some of them are just like modeling points. So we can actually put specific points. If we put like 0, 0.05, we could add that point. We could add a couple more. I'll put the 2, and let's make sure we got the parentheses there. 2, comma 0.2. That one's on the graph. And then let's get one more. Let's get that maybe 5 and 1.6. 5, 1.6. So this graph right here is useful for modeling the situation, but it's important to think about in the context of this particular situation with the paper folding, we're actually only going to have specific points, not all of these points on the graph.